Greetings and welcome to my podcast today. Ever wonder why some banks can come from good to great in bad times and others just can't? It is strategy, in other words, understanding the environment, making strategic decisions, and acting on them for success. And that's often greater than finances or technology. On this podcast, we will not just be reading from annual report of bank, but try to understand the concept of strategic management and how they are applied in practice, especially the strategic direction of Sampath Bank PLC, one of the Sri Lanka's leading private commercial bank, will be analyzed and competition the bank has faced will be discussed. The strategies that have been adapted will be examined and how they are put into practice and whether they have led to sustainable business performance will be explored. So, let's start by understanding the organizations of strategy. A successful organization has a story, and Sampath Bank's story started in 1987 with a clear vision to provide a modern banking service to Sri Lanka. Through the years, it has developed into one of the most recognized financial institutions in the country, constantly adapting to change in customer expectation and technology. As part of this vision, its mission is to deliver sustainable value to customers, employees, shareholders, and society through innovative financial solution and strong relationships. Considering this strategic direction, it is clear the bank is not just interested in short-term profitability, it is interested in innovation, building customer trust and sustainability growth as reflecting by a major principle of strategic management, that is vision and mission give direction to every major decision that is taken with the organization. Another aspect to note is the focus on digital transformation. Banking now is not a big business of just physical branches. Instead, customers expect immediate service, convenience, and secure. Digital banking and Sampath Bank has emphasized technology as a long-term strategy, not an operational tool. But having a clear vision is a prerequisite. The organization need to be responsive to the environment in which it operates, and that's the next part of the story. No organization is an island. The activity around it shape each organization, and for a bank this can be the outside world, making the huge difference to how the bank functions. Sri Lanka has been dealing with significant economic uncertainty, high inflation, fluctuation in interest rates, and stricter financial policies over the last few years. While customers in the banking sector are becoming more digitally connected, expecting banking services to be available all the time and everywhere. Politically and legally, the banking industry is high regulated. The central bank, with every decision subject to strict policies and governance requirements. The financial crisis brought challenges for the banking industry in lending, investment, and customer confidence. In contrast, the social nature of customers mean that their behavior was shifting towards digital banking and personalized service. Technological innovations such as mobile banking, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity have also revolutionized how the banking industry competes and environmental and governance expectations are placing pressure on banks to operate more responsible and sustainable. Beyond the external environment, the competition is also fierce within the industry as Sampath Bank is weighing with established private and state banks, as well as competition from fintech and digital payment players whose customers have more options than ever before, putting service quality and innovation at the forefront. Sampath Bank has, however, established capabilities through its trusted brand, digital banking platforms, and experienced leadership and governance, which meet the VRIO framework's key principles of creating value, being difficult to imitate, and being supported by the organization. These external and internal factors have it contributed to Sampath Bank's strong emphasis on innovation and customer experience. The question that follows is how have these insights influenced the bank's competitive strategy? Knowing the business environment is not enough. The real challenge is what to do to compete. Sampath Bank has selected differentiation strategy, and as Potter says, differentiation is about providing customers a value that customers truly appreciate. The bank is not playing on price but on innovation, digital banking, and providing a better customer experience. One such example is digital transformation, which is not merely a support service but a fundamental component of the bank's strategy, helping to make banking faster, safer, and more convenient for customers and enhancing customer relationships. The bank strategy, on the other hand, is long term as it seeks to achieve growth while remaining sustainable, well governed, and risk aware. This shows the bank is not only about the bottom line but also about creating value for customers, shareholders, and society over the long term. But competitive advantage is never lasting. Sampath Bank must continue to innovate as its competitors work on digital innovation and fintech is revolutionized the bank sector, which is leading to new challenges for the bank to address the win over the customer trust it has developed over the years, which has been one of the best assets it has. But selecting the right strategy is only half the battle. Its success also depends on implementation. One of the bank's strengths is the embedding of the strategy throughout the organization, with leadership giving clear direction, governance, technology, and employees as partners, all working towards a bank's common goals as a strategic organization. Leadership is also create an environment of innovation, responsibility, and continuous improvement. And ongoing employee training ensure that digital technologies are utilized effectively to provide enhanced customer service. This is supported by strong governance and risk management, which ensures that Innovation does not compromise regulatory requirements and responsible decision making, thereby maintaining customer confidence in a highly regulated environment. This is consistent with Thomson and his colleagues' belief that implementing a strategy requires aligning leadership, people, organizational culture, and performance system so they are used a way of doing things, not just as a document. Up to now, we have investigated the competition of Sampath Bank phase and how its strategy is implemented. Next, we will examine the bank's performance in terms of its financial and organizational results. The number of financial performance are good measure of whether a company's strategy is adding value but are not enough on their own to tell the complete story. They must be interpreted in the light of business environment and the decision that creates those numbers. Notwithstanding the though economic climate, Sampath Bank posted its best profitability ever with PAT at LKR 30.2 billion, an increase of 11% compared to last year, and its gross loan profitability port- portfolio growth to LKR 1.2 trillion, which also saw its return on equity improved to 17.93%, up from the 2024, underscoring its financial strength and ability to return better results to its shareholders. The results are significant in that they demonstrate the bank growth without compromising financial stability and customer confidence and illustrate the impact of strategic priorities the bank has pursued across these areas since the start of this podcast. Digital transformation, customer focused service, disciplined risk management, effective strategy execution, the impact of the strategic priorities discussed throughout this podcast. Beyond financial performance, Sampath Bank continued to build its digital offering, improving the customer experience and upholding its corporate governance, thus proving its strategy to be value generation to shareholders as well as to customers, employees, and other stakeholders. But high performance today is not hallmark of success tomorrow. As the banking sector evolves rapidly due to technology's advances in AI and fintech, as well as changing customer expectation, the bank must continue to evolve and innovate to maintain its competitive edge. Overall, the evidence points to Sampath Bank having delivered the business outcome it had envisioned in its strategy, and the next question is how it can continue its peace and more competitive further. As we conclude this discussion, let's return to the question we asked at the beginning. What is the secret to making a bank more successful than the others? The example of Sampath Bank shows that achieving sustainable success cannot be achieved solely by an innovation on single good year. It is the result of having a clear strategic vision and understanding the business environment well enough to make informed choices and decisions about the competition, which are made rapidly and consistently to get them there. In this analysis, we have witnessed the bank's ability to power through external pressures, with innovation position itself competitive through differentiation and provide the leadership skills and corporate governance that have enabled it to hold up well during an era of economic uncertainty. The bank should continue fostering digital innovation, integrating new technologies such as artificial intelligence, improving partnerships with fintech companies, and further development its workforce skills. At the same time, it should uphold good governance and customer trust, which will increasingly be a condition for a more competitive industry. The takeaway from this case is that strategy is not a one off, it is a continuous process of learning, adapting, and creating value in an ever evolving environment. It is organizations that continually evolve that are mostly likely to succeed in the long term. Thank you for listening. I hope you have been able to see the strategic management concepts in action throughout Sampath Bank PLC's journey and how an effective strategy can provide a sustainable competitive advantage in the current business environment. Thank you and good luck with the day.